the first thing that I want you guys to remember is that I is going to equal to the square root of -1, which means I squared is going to be the square root of -1 times the square root of -1, okay, which equals to -1, okay? When you multiply a square root with something by itself, then the square root just basically disappears, okay? So now another thing I want you to keep in mind is that imaginary solutions always come as pairs. So if there's a plus version, there's also a minus version, okay? There's also a minus version. And why is that the case? Okay, why is that the case? Is because of the quadratic formula. All right, it's because of the quadratic formula. So if you just think about the quadratic formula, there's a plus or minus in there. Okay, negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And there's always going to be two solutions because of this plus minus. Therefore, there's going to be a plus version, a minus version. Okay, so as of right now, I'm going to write something out. Okay, a multiplicity of 2, but it's 3, sorry. Okay, so hopefully this part makes sense. Hopefully this part makes sense. Okay. And then watch this. This is the new part right here. Okay, please pay attention to this. X minus, I'm going to double up with the parentheses here, 5 plus 3i. Okay, and then I'm going to have x minus 5 minus 3i. Okay, and the logic is that if this were a big fat 2, let's say this was just a big fat 2, then this would be a 2. Okay, same thing here. If this were I'm going to make something, if this were 4, this would be a big fat 4. So whatever this is, if this was a 2, you would just do, if this was 2, logically you would do x minus 2. Okay, to which you may say, what if this were negative 2? Okay, well then this would be negative 2. And what's negative negative? A positive. So it's the same thing. So it follows the logic before. If it's negative 2, you do the opposite, which is x plus 2. Okay, it ends up being x plus 2 because of the double negatives. Okay, long story short, all I'm trying to do is relate. I'm trying to explain why this is x minus whatever the heck this is in the bracket. Okay, it just so happens that it's 5 plus 3i. If it said Chen, my name, then literally it would be Chen in here. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and focus only right now. Most of our focus, the new stuff, is going to be on this blue highlight here. Okay, that's where most of our focus is going to be. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to distribute this minus sign. Okay, and what I'm going to get is x minus 5 minus 3i and x minus 5 plus 3i. Okay. All right. Now watch this. Okay, this is the quote unquote challenging part. After you get through this step, which I'll be done in 2 minutes, everything else is the same thing. Okay? I'm going to distribute this. Okay? Let's see if I can move some stuff here. I want to create a little bit more space. Oh, perfect. Okay. Perfect. Now I'm going to go red, red, red. Green, green, green. And blue, blue, blue. Yes. Like right here and right here. Because like I was saying earlier, if there's a plus version, there's a minus version. They always come in pairs. So they're trying to quote unquote trick you, okay, by not putting this. If I were to write the problem, I would always write these two out. Okay? They're just tricking you. They're just trying to give you one of them. But the idea is that if there's a positive one, there's always a negative one that's hidden, and vice versa, because of the quadratic formula. They come as there's a plus version and a minus version. Okay? Yep. Okay, so now the reds become x squared minus 5x plus, watch this, 3ix. That's the red. Okay. The green is going to be minus 5x, okay, plus 25 minus 15ix. Okay. The blue, right here. Okay. I don't know. I think I screwed up over there. Hold on. Maybe I didn't. Hold on. Minus 5x plus 25. Yep, I did not screw up. So what is negative 5 times 3i? Okay. Oh, I get you. Yep, you're right. My bad. Why is there an x? That was your question. Yes, there is no x. You're good. Okay. I was looking ahead at the blue. I was mixing stuff up. Now, you're going to get minus, okay, for the blue, minus 3ix, okay, plus 15i minus 9i squared. Okay. That's the hardest part. Okay. Once you get through that part, everything else is just easy review, tedious stuff. You just combine like terms now. Combine like terms there. Combine like terms here. Combine like terms over here. And watch this. We're actually going to be able to combine like terms with these. Just hang tight. Okay. All right. Let's get some low hanging fruit out the way. The 3ix's, when you combine them, cancels. The negative 15 and the 15i, those cancel. Okay, so you're always, the ix's, okay, the ix's are always going to cancel, okay, for every single problem. The i's alone, I'm not talking about the I squareds, I'm talking about I to the power invisible ones. Those are always going to cancel also, okay? All right, so these four are always going to cancel out in any single problem. Now let's look at this I squared. Remember, I squared is negative 1, okay? So this right here is negative 1. And what's negative 9 times negative 1 is positive 9. So as of right now, this is what we should have. X squared minus 5x, minus 10x, okay, minus 10x, plus 34. Look at how I got this 34, the 25 plus the 9, okay? 25 plus the 9 gave me the 34. Okay, and that's it. We're pretty much home free now. Everything else is just review. Okay, it's the same thing as earlier. So watch this. I'm going to get x minus 3, x minus 3. And then it says p sub 0 is 1,224. Okay, so you plug in 0 in for these x's. All right, and you get 1,224 equals to a times, what's 9 times 34? Okay, is 306. Okay, and 102 or 1,000, 1224 divided by 306 is going to be a 4 equals to a. And then we just do the tedious part, okay? As of right now, okay, we have 4 times x minus 3, x minus 3, x squared minus 10x plus 34. Distribute all that out. Again, I would always distribute out this, whatever the heck this is, a negative number, a clean whole number coefficient, in this case 4. Do that in the end. Take care of the stuff in the middle. Okay? Take care of the stuff in the middle. And what I would do in this particular case is do red and green. And whatever you get from there, okay, then distribute that out with the x squared minus 10x plus 34. You're going to get 3 terms here, 3 terms there will be a 3 by 3, and you guys have done that before. It's just tedious. Okay? Now, last thing I'm going to say, if sometimes they might give you a problem that looks like this. Instead of 5 plus 3i, they'll just give you something like 3i. Okay? Which is actually even easier than you do. This whole thing becomes 3i. And remember, if there's a positive 3i, there's also a negative 3i. And then this whole thing just becomes minus 3i. And then after you simplify this, the double negative becomes a big fat positive 3i. This basically becomes a negative 3i. Okay, it's a little messy, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. All I'm trying to say is that if this 5 plus 3i was just 3i, then that's what you substitute inside the brackets. Okay? Whatever this is, in this case 5 plus 3i, or whatever heck else it can be, you just put inside the brackets. Simplify it to get to this line and distribute it. Okay? Go ahead and do the top problems, the top 2 problems, folks.